Alright, welcome back everyone. Here we are after a couple of days of building on our Big Ben and Parliament and London Eye model. Really come together now. They got our little tower here on the end I think really looks pretty sharp. The more structure you put into it, the sturdier it feels. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall apart as you pick it up now, so that it is a thin wood one, but it's, like I say, it's gotten stabilized now. I think as I'm picking up by the base, I'm actually peeling it off the thing, so I may end up throwing a little dab of glue underneath there to make sure it stays, but that'll be after the fact. But let's say really coming together. I'm really enjoying this one. It's a good looking build. You know, this scale is, it's going to end up being a little bit big with once the tower gets in, but I still think it's going to be a good looking set when it's all said and done. Sort of the lights get through the epileptic seizure zone, but the lights look really nice. That sort of warm glow in there that the wood sort of reflects and refracts, or whatever you want to call it, and I'm looking forward to seeing it in all its glory once we get the full structure in place. But that's enough of that. Let's get back to work. If you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. Get to see all my successes and all my failures and how I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily and just try and have a good time. We're not solving the world's problems, we're just building silly little models and having a bit of fun. If you see any kits or builds or sets you want me to take a shot at, feel free to drop in the comments. I'm always looking to add onto my list. And like I always say, I've got the most intelligent audience on YouTube because y'all provide me with nothing but the best options. So, we are on to, well, there's no steps on this one, but we're on to the bottom of page 5. And taking, let's see here, I got, oh yeah, there's 2 sets of these. They all do the same thing to all of them, it looks like. So they're all just slightly different. The bottoms and don't have room to bring these the same pieces. Basically, we're taking these guys that reach over the top, one down. More of those. These guys go here in the middle to match up. Those are not tight at all on those going over the top things, but I think we're going to put another piece on top to lock them all in. Get that sort of situation going. There's the fourth one. For a $18-20 kit, this one's really been impressing me. Had a couple of little issues, but otherwise it's really going together pretty nicely. All the pieces they remember to cut seem to fit in real nice. A little bow in some of the wood, but that's to be expected when they make them out of this thin wood. But like I was saying at the beginning, the more structure you put in, the sturdier it gets and the better it feels to move around. So I'm assuming it's going to continue that way. Although I think we're actually pretty well done with most of the structure. Like I say, we'll get this clock tower in today and we'll do the Ferris wheel tomorrow. It's sort of my preliminary plans, depending on how long it takes to build this thing. It does turn into quite a few pieces here in a minute. Just cover up. Trying not to let anything fall off that like that one just tried to. Yeah, that all in place. I don't think it's going to be a tremendously complicated process. It's just a bunch of little pieces form together to make that final clock tower, and we will get to install our watch face. Okay, so that's all 4 sides done. And now, 214, and we're going to need these in a second. More brackets for the last little bit of our lights. Let's get in. Get our lights. Grab them out of there. And through the middle. Down. It looks like, if I'm too, yeah, the notch goes to the inside of the building, 'cause that's the only place for it to go. Side guys lined up. I was just talking about how good they were fitting. There it went. Okay, there it goes. Little stubborn there. Okay, now these guys, and got this guy. That notch. Probably should have done that before I put it down, because now the roof's in the way. I think the roof will come up easier than the, maybe. Yeah. Cheat my way back. Well, got these round bits to go on too, so I guess I do have to pull it back up. Okay. Now that on first. Now I'll take them down. Done it in once, so you gotta be cooperative now. There they go. Nice and flush. Alright. And get my roof back on. Other side. Yeah, let's see, I got that side of our tower locked in, loaded. Then, let's see, D2, so this is, D2 is the one that has the holes for light brackets on either side there, so I think this is where it ends, so we'll go up. Go up, bring it into the frame a little bit, like so. And heard that bad cracking sound, doesn't it? This one, I think it says, yeah, okay, I'm going to knock those off anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and pull them. This one, just to wrap it. Those guys in. Alright. No, nowhere else for it to go, so I'm just going to go right back down. Just tuck you in there. Yeah, let's see here. Just try and get some light right in the middle. Okay. Put these guys back in place. Supposedly, these guys just sort of slide down here and they're going to lock in. Yeah. So, nice, easy pressure. Oh yeah. And it's got the tabs and slots on the side where it sort of locks in. We're gonna, I'm sure, wrap this thing up again too to hold it all in place. So I'm not gonna jump to the glue just yet. Someone's arguing with me. There it went. Okay. Okay, so we got our, looks like a nice tower. And I got this rubber band just sitting here. No reason not to give it a little extra help on the holding it together. Just nice little drop in each one of these corners here, I believe. Just sort of gently let everything sort of. That rubber band's actually a little bit small for that. Or large for that. I think I see a Bible in here. Little skinny guy. Okay, the first one off. Shows how much I know. Okay, but we're going to put our braces in now anyway, so that's good. This should help to hold it all together. It's just, like a lot of the things in this build can only go one way, so that's going to help us here. And this one. Just little notches and slots right here, and they just slide right in. No muss, no fuss. Okay. Okay, so this will be the one I want to use. Yeah, that tucked everything in right. Okay. Because now we got more accordion bits going into our corners there. So what I learned last night, and this actually doesn't have, in theory this should be easier because it doesn't have the little slots, but we'll see. Spin that around there. Get you. Okay, that rubber band out of the way. Around there. Yeah. And there's something there. You're not going quite all the way down. Where'd you? Where's the interference at? Okay. The roof light here is the culprit. There it went. Nice. Flushing around. Okay. And that was much easier without the smaller slot to go through. So. Let's see how this one goes. Wow. No drama at all on it. Love it. Okay. Oops. Angle you can see and I can work. Okay, it's the kitchen. Right there on that little guy right there, I think. Let's ease you out of here. And, oh, maybe this one too. There they go. Okay. Let's say, I always worry about these things. I've told y'all that before. These things, they're far sturdier than you think they'd be, but they're still feel like they're always going to break. Same place on this one, it feels like. Ease you out a little bit. Oops. Get you too far. Tuck back in. Yeah. Alright. Got that much done. And I think, okay, get to put our cap on the top here, so we're finally going to hold all those little guys in place. And double notches over on this side. So. Ooh, got a little. Where are you? Looks like. I think need to do a little. Feel like this one's burn marks. That seems to be a little thick. So do a little gentle. How you do. Okay, there it went. Unwillingly. There. Alright, so we got our capper on. Okay, and I just saw this notch here. So I'm thinking, it doesn't say anything about the lights coming out there. Okay, now that was the end of the lights. I was thinking that might be something, a place to run the lights if we wanted to go up or somewhere, but it says that you can either cut it or just leave it there. I hear something rattling around in there. Is that just the light? No, I lost that guy. I just saw it. Okay. Okay. Nope. Dropped it. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Back in place where it's supposed to be. I'll make sure all the other ones are too. Here. Now I got a little loose, but that's alright. Yeah, okay. Now, I believe, yeah, that completes the base of the tower. So now it's got to build our clock. 20 minutes, so that should be, yeah, it should be about right time-wise. Let's see. And 3 and 4. And E7 and E6, which... E7. And one of these is... Which ones? Actually, I think they're all... No, got some that have. Okay, got solid ones. Okay, so which one was which? Okay. E6 is the notched one. This is E5, so okay. So E7, E6. And you like that. That's where that tab lines up. And you okay. Same down here, maybe both at once. Okay, that seems to be alright. Okay, so we're sticking with the E6s. The E5 goes over our watch face. So, onto that one. Now, let's see, I'm trying to say, so, like this. So D8 goes on this side. Okay, yeah, just gotta look at how they line up with those. That'd be the easy way to keep them straight. Six, no. Yeah, the one, these notches is the last one. That's the one with the watch. Now, so E5, E7. Okay, there's. Let's set the watch. I guess we gotta. Pull it out. Sounds wobbly in there, but I don't think it's. I don't have the dexterity to get in there. It's recessed. I guess we're just gonna have it running. Okay. Okay. Okay, it doesn't. Okay, that. Me. Find out if I'm supposed to leave that rubber ring on or not. I'm not sure. Okay. Okay, so you go in here through here. Yeah, I think take that ring off. That was packing. Yeah, that seems more likely. And let's see, is that? Those are some. Okay, so I was looking for an X. Let's see, there's 1, so that's 12 straight up, I guess. On here, okay. And that on. That's supposed to go over. Okay, so the silver is not even going to be showing on this. Okay. Yeah, okay. So actually just slide this one on. In place. You. And this slides down from the top there, it says. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to work on the rest of the tower. Okay. 13 and 14, so these guys go in. Eventually end up slotting together, but start off there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 1 to 7. These guys got smooth and notched, and they just go into these little, go into the bottoms there. Let's see, I'm thinking can't tell which side's supposed to be the real clock based on the pictures, but I guess as long as we got it, the notched ones opposed to each other, it should be okay. Looks like this is all pretty straight. It's pretty standard. There. Internal bits of our topper. And you into that. Nice and flush around the edges. Slots, and then, of course, there was the inside little X2. Everything popped right in place, so that's always nice. Then got slightly different sized ones. So small. I'm gonna do the smaller ones first because I was having trouble with that yesterday. They're not. Aren't lining up at all. Are they up and down? No. Oh, what's it? These, okay, these. Okay, the notches aren't, these notches are lower, so the lower notches go on there. Okay, that makes sense. There we go, that's better. This keeps going up. Oh, this guy on top of that. I just once again do it with the writing side down. These guys. These guys. Okay, and keep going up. Okay, that's a spire in the middle. Learned from last time, pay attention to the position of the notches. Line up better. There we go. One completed clock tower. Let's see if I've got room to get it on here underneath the camera. Nah, it's not that close. Might look like it to y'all. Back it out a little bit, make it not as. And just got double notches on 3 sides, so that side. Okay, so the clock goes facing this way. Okay. And that popped on like it wanted to be there. Let's see, there we go. Turn it sideways so the whole thing's on there. That's a good looking model. I'm really pleased with how that turned out. That's like I said, they also threw in a model of the London Eye to go here and like a few little bits and bobs for the street decoration. So we'll knock that out tomorrow. But this really coming together. Nice. I don't even think. I don't know how much more I can. Yeah, that's too much to fit in that shot. But it's yeah, I like this. This is. I think I actually gave the smaller one to my mom, so I don't have that around anymore. But it's gonna. I may run over there and grab it, and so I can, show the size difference. But that seems like a good stopping point for us tonight. We'll jump in on our London Eye tomorrow, or I'm assuming it's supposed to be the London Eye, and we'll continue. But anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share, do whatever you want to with all of that. Be good to one another, stay safe, and click on a link. There's my channel up there if you'd like to subscribe. There's my other channels, seem to do experiments a couple of times a month. That's what YouTube thinks you should be watching, and over there is a playlist for this build. I'll see you tomorrow.